Dan. As you heard, my name is Helenique Argeroux, and to remember it, you can remember a bouncing kangaroo. I hope to make the talk today interesting and also light-hearted like a kangaroo, but I also hope to give you a silver lining because I have some heavy information to share. It's not necessarily the same category as listed on the agenda. It's actually on a speech that I'm testing to get marked on later, so we won't really be following the negotiation aspect. So the talk today is about leadership, because I think we're living in a time where there is so many great examples of the kinds of leaders we don't want to have in society. So I wanted to apply myself to this subject. I'm a clinical psychologist, and I work very deeply on applying the theories of psychology to the field of business. So I call that the psychology of business, and you're a great audience for me to test my speech on. So I want to tell you today about three things. First of all, that we have a certain personality structure, which I'm sure you all know about. And there's many theories about personality, but I want to share one that I think is really profound in helping us understand the difficulties of a personality. Because not only do we have personalities, we also have neuroses. We have distortions, crazy ideas. We have all kinds of weird ways that we look at ourselves and believe this is who we are, but in fact it's not really true. So we call that a neurosis, a false idea. We also have, from that, our personality and our crazy ideas, a combination that actually catalyzes in us a really powerful quality that I want to share with you today as the quality of leadership from these 9 types of personalities and the 9 types of neuroses that function through them. So, the place to start is really in the 13th century, way before psychology even began. There was a very famous scholar called Gurdjieff. You might have heard of him, maybe not. He was very respected in certain fields, and he developed a system of understanding what he called energy trajectories in 9 positions, meaning that through mathematics, through physics, through science, energy is said to move in 9 different ways. And so later came along a man from Bolivia. South America was very interested in personal development for a very long time, especially reaching a peak in the 60s. And a man then called Oscar Sanchez decided to work on this 9 system, which was called the Enneagram, taken from the Greek word ennea, which means 9, and gram meaning measured out, so the Enneagram. And he developed these 9 different styles of personality. I want to go through them real quick. First one is the moral perfectionist. Personality structure, always looking to correct things, to make things better. Second one is the caring, supportive advisor. This example might be someone like Mother Teresa. She was a type 2. The type 1 I just mentioned is the kind of perfectionistic person who is always trying to stick to the moral code, whereas the second type is always looking at what other people need. So the crazy idea in the first moral perfectionist is that they are right, no one else is right. Everyone is second place right, they are first place right. This is the neurosis, how it operates. Second type, we talked about the caring, supportive advisor, Mother Teresa type, has this belief everyone else's needs are more important than their own. So this is their crazy idea. They believe that they are a little bit less significant or in second place. Third type are the ones that really chase after achievement, believing that success is based on what I accomplish in life. So we talk about having a very specific need for self-image or self-appreciation in the third type of personality structure. And the neurosis then obviously is to always be a little bit focused on vanity, on achievement, and on success. The fourth type, an example, is Prince. Maybe you've all seen Prince is quite an individualistic person. He did a lot of songs that have something to do with romance. So we say the fourth type of personality is the romantic idealist, someone who neurotically believes that life is quite idyllic and can actually become quite wonderful and amazing, idealistic. The fifth type are the scholars, the Einsteins of the world. This personality structure stays behind books, gets very investigative, they think very deeply, and they often bring us our greatest works. They are the Einsteins of the world. The sixes are people who have a neurotic fear of society, of people. They're quite suspicious of others, and they really operate a lot on fear. Whereas the fives I just mentioned, the scholarly types, are actually really quite preoccupied with living in a little ivory castle, so it's quite hard hard to engage with people for them, so they have a type of neurotic idea that they get too stuck to people, they'll be in trouble. Thank you. Then you have the 7s, who are like Robin Williams. They always look for the silver lining. They manage to really impress us in finding a kind of optimism and a kind of entertaining aspect to life. And they really have a neurotic fear of going too deep into difficult and dark feelings. The 8s, can you all guess who might be a leader in our times, who is like a rebellious tyrant at times, who likes to have a lot of power and might sometimes be a bit of a bully because they are quite strong in their powerful nature, and they have this neurotic aspect of lust. Ring any bells?
Emmanuel Macron.
Donald Trump.
Trump is an example of an 8, so is Fidel Castro. You get the number 9, who is the peacekeeper, the mediator, like always pulling back from situations where they might actually get into trouble or have others in trouble. So what is my message for you today? Number 1, you definitely have a personality. Number 2, it's good to find out what is your blind spot, what is your neurotic edge, what is your crazy idea. And number 3, when you combine your personality with your neurosis, you'll see the catalyzing force that actually helps you become very accurate, if you're a 1,